Hello, welcome back to Sweet Nothings Crochet's videos. Today we're going to learn how to make a single crochet. For our swatch here, I've just made 8 foundation single crochet. It doesn't matter what stitch you're working the single crochet on. It's just easier to see on this row, and therefore I've started with just a set of foundation single crochet. To see how to work a foundation single crochet, please check my earlier videos. So to start, I like to work a chain 1, which is a turning chain. It generally is not added as any of the stitches on a pattern. It's just for the ease to get to the first stitch. For a single crochet, put your hook into the first stitch, grab the yarn and pull it through. You have 2 loops on hook. Grab the yarn over and pass through both the loops. And that's your first single crochet. Let's see that again. Hook into the stitch, yarn over, grab the yarn and pull it through, yarn over and pass it through both the loops on the hook. And your second single crochet done. Let's do that again. Hook through the stitch, grab the yarn, pull it through, hold the stitches at the bottom, slowly pull it through both the loops on the hook, and you work the third single crochet. Let's do that again. Hook through, grab and pull through, yarn over and pull through both. Through the stitch, pull through and through both the stitches. You do this all the way till the end, and this is what we'll call a full row of single crochet. So when your pattern says work a single crochet all the way till the end, this is what they mean. Now, as we are here, let me show you a small trick that I do. I like to finish my row and weave in as much as I can from the tail when I reach the end. Specifically when working with foundation single crochet, this works really well. So you see this last stitch here, and then there's a hole which is the first slip knot that we've made for the foundation single crochet, and then you have the tail. I like to weave all this in and get a neat finish at that end. So what I do is, when I reach the last foundation single crochet, put my hook in there and I bring it out from the back into that hole. Okay, push the tail to the back and then finish it like you would a regular single crochet. So you're grabbing the yarn, pulling it through, grabbing the yarn and passing through both the stitches. Okay, so you still have your foundation single crochet, but see the end. See how it is before. It feels longer there. So you're passing the hook through that last stitch, out of that little hole, push the tail yarn at the back, and then finish the stitch as you regularly are going to finish it for your single crochet. And there you have the yarn right at the back. To weave that yarn in, if you're working the next row of single crochet, once again I like to start the starting turning chain. Push your yarn, the tail yarn, as far up as you could and still get into that first stitch. Grab the yarn, chain 1, hold the tail yarn against the stitch and lock it in. You're holding the tail yarn against that stitch. You're working a single crochet, so hook into the stitch, hold the tail yarn, grab your working yarn, and you're through 2, and see how it's got woven in. That's the tail yarn there, and it's got woven in there. Let's see that again. Hold the tail yarn, grab the stitch yarn and pass it through while making the next stitch. You've woven it in. Just one more weave and that tail yarn is all woven in. You have a finished side and your tail yarn is woven in. So when you work the next few stitches, the tail yarn has disappeared between the stitches. One last stitch. The tail yarn has woven in. Now there is a front and a back to these stitches. If you look at it very carefully, you'll see that the front is a little flatter and the back of the stitch, because you worked on the other side, is the back of the single crochet. So it's a slightly puffed out version. Similarly, that first row there, you worked it from the other side, so this is the back and that's the front of the next row. Can you see the slight difference? There's also a difference. You can also see the difference from the first row that you worked of your foundation single crochet. This is the front of your work, back of your work. I hope you had a fun session today. I'll see you soon. Happy crafting. Bye-bye.